Right, buddy, we're back. It's game day. Manchester United face Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. It's a huge game. It's obviously away from home. It's good to be back after the international break. We have some huge injury updates. We'll be talking about the 5 things to expect from the game, predicted team, tactics, what to expect from Nottingham Forest, how they're going to line up, and much, much more. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new, and let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing I always talk about is changes to the team that I would make. Now, if you cast your mind back, it was about 15, 16 days ago to where we played Leicester. There were some changes from that team. Obviously, Aidan Heaven started that game. He'll be out of that one. Again, it's frustrating. Amarim's confirmed his injury isn't serious, which is a positive. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Now, the team that started against Leicester was as it follows. So it was Onana, obviously, in goal. Onana in goal. In terms of the back three, it was Aidan Heaven, Lindelof and De Ligt. You had Mazraoui and Delo as the wing backs. Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho, Eriksen and Rasmus Højlund. Now, there are some changes I think I would make. I think Onana will obviously stay in goal. Heaven's obviously out, so I think you'll get Mazraoui into the centre-back position with De Ligt. And then Lindelof will come out, whether that's for Maguire or Euro, or if not, them two can't play, then it will have to be Lindelof. But I would go with Mazraoui, De Ligt and Euro as my back three. I would go for Dalot right wing back, Dorgu left wing back. That's absolutely huge to have him back. Ugarte and Bruno again in midfield. I would go with Garnacho and ZIRKZEE as the 10s, and I would go for Rasmus through the middle now. Listen, overall, I think that would be a good enough team to beat Forest. I'll talk about them in a moment. But again, the way that United were playing before the international break, we started to build some momentum. Wins against Sociedad. Obviously, we had good parts. We beat Leicester convincingly. We had good parts against Arsenal. Yes, we didn't get the win, but again, it was still good. So, it's still positive. I think going into this game, it is going to be tough. But I think the changes that I would make, as I said, Euro comes in for Heaven. Mazraoui. Lindelof will come out for Dorgu. Mazraoui, we're going back into the back three. But yeah, let's get into the second thing. Now, let's talk about United's threat in this game. Now, I think it's going to come down that left-hand side with Dorgu and ZIRKZEE. I think Dorgu had a very good international break. I know he started one of their games against Portugal, and he got one of Denmark's games against Portugal, and he got an assist in that one. He's just a very athletic player, and I think you're going to see a totally different United side with him back in the team. Obviously, the last Premier League game he was suspended for. We need his quality in the team, left footer, energy, and I think that's where our threat is. ZIRKZEE as well, he had the rest. Let's see if we can build on this momentum. And obviously Mazraoui as well, down that side. Or Mazraoui would be a right wing back, so Delo down that side. You want to see equal, ideally, coming from the left and the right, because at a point we were just so dependent on that left-hand side, or the right-hand side with Ahmad was in there. So you want to see a bit of variation. Now, in terms of the first thing, let's talk Nottingham Forest. I mean, they're a team we fly at the moment. They got through to the next round of in the FA Cup against Brighton. Let's be honest, if you watch the game, it went 120 minutes and penalties. Wasn't the greatest game to watch. Forest were pretty boring. But again, I think after the international break, players are lethargic, you're lacking energy. I think it's always going to be something like that. I think Manchester United right now, I think this is the game we can go and attack and go and get a result more than anything. As I said, in terms of what to expect from Forest, they're going to be up for it. They always are. And it is going to be very, very difficult. I'm sure every Manchester United fan knows that. I think Forest, Alanga, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs White could potentially be injured. Chris Wood as well could be injured, so they have to use Iwani. But again, he's still a very physical player. Good on the ball. Can hold up the ball well. Hold up play is fantastic. Physical. So it isn't going to be easy, but I think Forest, the way that they played, they're on great form at the minute. They have a good all-round team. Milenkovic, Murillo, Sells, clean sheets. Ole Aina's having the season of his career probably so far. You've got Elliot Anderson, just legs, powerful, quality all around that team. So it is not going to be easy at all. But I think their main threat is with the wingers down that side, down either side. And we're going to probably have Dorgu and Delo. I'm just hoping they can just defend them well. It is going to be tough because, listen, I watched their game, as I said, against Brighton. They didn't play Hudson-Odoi and Alanga and they just missed that summing on the counter-attack and a bit of speed and that injection of pace. And then when they brought them on, obviously it still ended 0-0, but you can see it was a different way into which they played. I think they started Dominguez and Danilo like as the inside or the wide players. So it is, and that's probably to give those two players a rest. But yeah, that is that. Now the fourth thing, I want to talk about Ruben Amorim, because we have a huge run of games after this game against Forest. So we have Forest, Manchester City, Lyon, Newcastle, Lyon. Like, they have 5 huge games, and obviously the Europa League ones are kind of the most important, or they are the most important. I'd much rather win the Europa League games. But again, you still don't want to be losing to Manchester City or Newcastle. They're going to be tough games. You want to see how far we can finish in the Premier League for that extra bit of money. But again, it's huge for Ruben Amorim. And I think before the international break, he was building momentum. Like, the last couple of games before the international break, as I said, Arsenal, Leicester, the one against Sociedad, scoring 4 goals. We can start to see something building, and you want to see that again. Now, the fifth and final thing, the result. I actually think United will win. I don't know why. That's just my prediction. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Manchester United. I think we will concede. Forest have a really good home record, but I think they played 120 minutes. They got players, or a couple players out. I think United will have the benefit in this game. And I'm just hoping that we do, to be honest with you. I just want to see not a comfortable, but a reaction and an improvement to the momentum that we were building from that game against Leicester and the ones prior to that. But I'm going to go with 2-1. It's going to be a very, very tricky game. As I said, Forest are one of the best Premier League sides at the moment. They've beaten Man City. They've beaten the only team to beat Liverpool at Anfield. So, yeah, they have good players, good manager, good system. And again, we just don't know if United are going to turn up consistent or inconsistent. But it's the last couple of games of the international break. In terms of how many games we have left, I will check for you now. This is the business end of the season. So we have, after Forest, we have City, as I said, Lyon, Newcastle, Lyon, Wolves, Bournemouth, Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea, Aston Villa. And then obviously if you progress to Europa League, you'll probably get another, well, that's quarter, so you get another 3. 1, 2, another 3 games in the Europa League. So there aren't many games left of the season. If I calculate there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 guaranteed. Obviously, if we get to the Europa League final, it'll be 14 games. So, is it many? Let's see how many points we can get. Anyway, that's been the 5 things to expect. Let me know your predicted team, your thoughts, your tactics. What do you expect from Forest as well? Peace.